Season 1 has landed with a wet smack. The community is split on hard mode content, and the devs are in panic mode to make fixes before that goose runs out of those golden eggs. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's time to talk about the First Descendant, and offer a scientific look at the future of this Destiny 2 killer, past Season 1 and beyond. You guys remember when it was called the Destiny 2 killer? I think a lot of games were called that back in the day, but I think the First Descendant, people were really banking on it swooping in and stealing all of the Destiny 2 players. And I got to admit, as a Destiny 2 player, I love this game. So maybe they succeeded a little bit. Before we get too deep into this thing, do me a favor, head down to the comments and let me know how your First Descendant journey is still going 2 months later. Are you still enjoying it? You still having fun? Has the grind finally gotten to you? Let me know about it. But while you're down there, be sure to hit that like button so that we can get this video out to more viewers and let the YouTube algorithm know that my channel is still alive and kicking. So as of now, the First Descendant devs are hard at work on the invasion mission and the Season 1 rework because of all of the backlash that they got with that horrible scenario. And now, while this is certainly a good thing and it's a step in the right direction, beyond that, the community is hoping that this sort of puzzle-solving child's play isn't going to be a preview of things to come. I mean, let's face it, matching colors when you get gut shot by an OP boss is not the stuff that screams innovative gameplay. More like a rousing rendition of head, shoulders, knees, and toes, which is where you'll be taking all of those bullets from the effing ads during the mission as you stand there on those stupid color dots. The new Thigh Sniper Haley is held captive in the dungeon of a dumb mission grind, and the invasion bosses are so chunky that only the super gamers are having any fun. I conducted an imaginary poll and the results are in. The players are frustrated. Hell, I'm frustrated. Specific weapons and mods that would make invasion a cakewalk have been beyond my reach for several weeks now. RNGesus has descended and decreed Gruzbee shall by no means obtain the sacred modifiers or active blueprints. Neither shall he progress in the game to see it through to the hard mode. Yea, verily. At this point, I'm almost willing to throw more money at the game. I want DPS Luna. I want High Voltage Bunny. I need answers to these deep mysteries, like what happens to my Kuiper shards when I forget them on the battlefield? Do they just disappear into the ether? It's not so much that the mission is too hard, it's just that RNG is holding me back from maximizing my full potential as a Giga Chad in the game. And if Nexon has to send me home with another note from the teacher saying, needs improvement, I'm going to spend the rest of this season in the corner thinking about my actions. This is where I'm afraid a lot of players are at. I realize that what one player can do, others should be able to do as well. We all want to get to the cake shop and sample the goodies, but we're all taking different roads to get there. And that means maybe we can't do this with our favorite slooty main. It's sad, and it makes me think sad thoughts, but sadly, we need to adapt. I was sure that with Season 1, we were going to get more story missions, and, we were going to get a new area opened up, but instead, all we've gotten has been more colossi, more skins, more descendants, and an effing puzzle mission. Look, there's nothing more disappointing than a delivery driver dropping your pizza on the sidewalk. But this is a close second. So September of last year, when I was taking part in the beta, I streamed some First Descendant, and I think I posed the question that everyone was asking whenever a new co-op or multiplayer and looting shooting game comes along. Is this the Destiny 2 killer? And you know what? A year later, it isn't. It's not even close. For all its problems, Destiny 2 has a system that allows players to participate in most levels of the game, aside from, certain in-game content like dungeons, raids, Grandmaster, that sort of stuff. But access to other things like Crucible and Vanguard Ops are not based on your power level. The game is designed to allow all players to reach their maximum level, go out and grind for exotics, legendary weapons and god rolls and armor stats for that perfect build that you invest in and then put back into the game, either in the form of competitive PvP, casual PvP, raids, or just standing at the tower and looking good. That's true in-game. In this way, you have a clear path and vision for your own evolution and grind in the game. Would having a perfect God Roll Hawk Moon hand cannon be great for PvP? Absolutely. Is it required? Not at all. Because the focus of Destiny 2 isn't just the endless journey for weapons and armor. It's about actually getting to use them. And if you want to use a trash gun in PvP or a strike, by God, you use that trash weapon. You wonderful little blueberry, you. If you want to transmog some armor in Destiny 2, you go out, you grind for the material to do that, and then you just get it done. You don't grind for a thing that drops a thing that you then take a thing and decode a thing to get a 25% chance of getting the thing. So no, the First Descendant is not and never will be the Destiny 2 killer. It isn't even going to be the Destiny 2 competitor. What the First Descendant is trying to aim for, and I think it's becoming more and more obvious as the days go by, the more I see constant comparisons, the First Descendant is trying to be the Warframe killer. Now, if this is the point and purpose of the First Descendant, well, I'm sorry to say, then they have a long way to go. Warframe, for what little I've played of it, and I've put over 40 hours into the game, is ahead of the First Descendant by a few years. I mean, Warframe has already gone through its awkward puberty and pimples phase. But Gruzbee, the First Descendant, is a looter shooter. I don't know about that. I mean, the point of a looter shooter is getting guns and loot. So where is the effing loot? Well, you have to craft it. It's got guns, sure, but every one of them is pointless once you start crafting ultimate weapons. And does material drops actually count as loot? Where the First Descendant is really struggling is in the disparity between those players that RNG has smiled on and those that hasn't. And it has created a rift in the player base. I mean, sure, the answer is always more grinding, but eventually you get tired of it. I mean, I want to thrash my way through harder content, but most of my ultimate weapons are only at half strength because I still need to infuse them with other weapons of their kind. And I'm nowhere near getting something like Enduring Legacy. I mean, do I even need Enduring Legacy to take on harder bosses? Maybe not. But in this game, even a fraction of a percentage of extra damage is enough to make a difference. One mod can spell victory or defeat. Season 2 needs to be better. And not better like, hey, look guys, we gave you some extra avocado on that sandwich. I'm not asking to have it handed to me, okay? I'm just asking for better odds. At least let me feel like the odds are in my favor. The First Descendant has something of an identity crisis. I mean, you look at a game like Concord, as crap as it is, but at least Concord knows what it is and what it's about and what it's trying to do. But First Descendant seems like it's trying to lean into too many different styles. It's like trying to be disco and ska. And trust me, no one wants to hear that crap. It may try to be like Destiny 2 with lots and lots of weapon drops, but with no meaningful way to use them. It's got content reminiscent of strikes, but the bosses in the First Descendant are kind of one-trick ponies that all do a variation of the same thing. In Destiny 2, we have bosses that at least put up a decent fight, and to my knowledge have never hidden behind floating orbs. In the Nightfall version of the Vanguard Strike, we have lots of oh shit moments. Especially one that comes to mind is the Lightbearer Strike, or the Lightbearer Nightfall. I mean, this guy, he gets mad. You do enough damage, you shoot his helmet off, and then he just starts chasing you around with his giant battle axe. And if you turn your back on him, you're going to have an oh shit moment, because Angry Boss is going to be behind you with a giant axe, and he's going to send you flying across the room, and you smack into a wall and get dead. I mean, there are no oh shit moments in the First Descendant. Just enemies on a rail, bosses that act like they're reading from a script. and that's why defeating them quick is so effing boring. Now I know this is the second video where I've all but taken a big steaming dump on the First Descendant, but I promise I'm not trying to pick any fights here or ruin anyone's day. I genuinely enjoy this game. Well, for now. And I want it to be better. I want it to have loftier goals. I want it to dream big. Because at this point, with the way things are going, if the devs don't innovate and they don't stop trying to emulate, I'm genuinely worried that season 2, or at the most 3, will be the First Descendant killer. But I'd like to get your take on all of this. What is your opinion on the First Descendant debate of Destiny 2 killer, or do you think that this was always intended to be a Warframe killer? Head down to the comments and let's get some conversation going. Guys, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then be sure to hit that like button. And of course, if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing for more First Descendant videos and other gaming news related discussions. Have an amazing day, everyone. Keep being awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.